Guys, they said Ebony allegedly soaked herself in tears as Olori Ebi from her own ruling house orders that her things should be packed out of the palace. It's beginning to look like all this while that all of this has been happening, that this Olori Ebi, they said the Olori Ebi is the head of their own ruling house, that every ruling house have their own head. They have the head of the ruling house, and most times their words are final. They are highly obeyed and all of that. So it simply means that with everything that has been going on in the palace between Ebony and the king, maybe the man in question have not been getting all the necessary information, because they said when it got to the point that information reached him that it has gotten to the point that Kabiyesi wants to initiate Ituwase, they all understand what that means very well. For the interest of those who do not understand, they said this is the last stage. And whenever it got to the point that a king initiated Ituwase on his wife, that it will not just end with the wife, it will affect the family that that person comes from. It is going to cut off the wife and everything that has to do with her from that king and the ruling house. You know, that simply means that if at the end of the day, the ruling house where Ebony comes from, if they could not put their daughter in chain, you know, and Kabiyesi ended up doing that Ituwase, it is also going to cut them off from anything that has to do with palace. Yes, they will have to wait until it is their turn. All this period, you keep hearing that there are some council of chiefs from her ruling house and all of that. All of those things will be completely cut off, you know. And it's going to be on history, in history, that so many years back, that a daughter of, you know, an adopted daughter or something of that nature brought such huge shame to ruling house, and that is why they don't have any form of association with the present ruling king. And you don't know how long the kingship will last, you know, and all of that. So when this information got to this their Olori Ebi, the leader of their own ruling house, he decided that no, he's not going to fold his arms and watch Kabiyesi continue with that initiation of the Ituwase. Instead, let them take an action. Yes, because it's better that a wife left the king than allowing the king to go through such process before leaving. If a wife leaves the king, maybe along the line she might decide to come back and certain rituals will be done, she will return back. But if she left as a result of this initiation of Ituwase, there will be no form of connection between her and the king, including her families again. Even if they want to, they cannot achieve it. So in order to avoid this situation getting to that level, they said the Olori Ebi from her ruling house said it is time to take serious action. And they said he summoned both the elders, Ebony's immediate families, and everyone. And at the end of their meeting, he told them that the best thing for them to do is to go and pack her things and bring her away from that palace. You know, that it will be better for them that they bring her back. Maybe when she is normal again, when her senses are intact again, they will find a way to appease the king's heart for her to return. But if they keep quiet, that they have seen that her level of jealousy and wickedness will not allow her to change, and she have kind of pushed Kabiyesi to the wall, because they said the man is older than the king, according to what we're hearing. Even though he's a quiet type, they said the man said that Kabiyesi must have seen something. Kabiyesi must have gone through a whole lot for him to even think of initiating that Ituwase. That he understands how it feels for a man to think in that direction, that that man must have gone through a whole lot in the hand of that woman. And it's now beginning to look like all their ruling houses are the ones supporting Ebony, you know. And if it got to that point, they all of them will be the ones to suffer it. So it will be better for them to go and drag her away from the palace, keep her in their family house, and warn her never to return back there without their permission until further notice. So that is the decision they said the man took. And that is because he doesn't want to lose connection with the king, because they said the man is a good man. Yes, in as much as a lot of people believe that the ruling house where Ebony comes from, that they are kind of not in support of the king, and many of them really want to put stud for him. They want to add sansan to his garri, but they said it's not all. That this man in question is not one of those who really want the king down, you know. And in this situation, self, it's not even about whether they want the king down or not. They are here to protect their own interest and name. Because if, because of Ebony, the king initiate that Ituase, it is going to affect all of them in a bad way. So for that reason, they decided that that is what they would do. So they said when the information got to Ebony, Ebony cried. She cried her eyes out, begging that she is going to turn a new leaf. They said even her mother was begging they should allow her. She have talked sense into her. She's going to behave herself, this, that. But if you ask me, I would say that that man's decision is the best. Let Ebony go back to her father's house and cool off. Let her stay there for some months, or better still, return back to her base. Maybe with time, she will tell herself the truth. She will stop deceiving herself, because the worst thing you can do to yourself is not telling yourself the truth. Maybe by the time she will tell herself the truth, she will come back to her senses and live like a wife when she returns back to the palace. You know, rather than being there, being over jealous and angry, thereby pushing the king to do something that all of them will regret in the future. So they said when this information got to Ebony, Ebony cried. They said she was rolling on the floor and all of that. But her family was begging that it has not gotten to that extent. And the man said if it has not gotten to that extent, but it has gotten to the extent that the king is thinking of initiating Ituase, what are they saying? They said the family was begging on her behalf that she is going to change. Anyways, I think the best thing to do is to drag her out. Let them return her to her father's house until she tells herself the truth, whether she wants to stay in the palace or not. Then she can return back. That is what we're hearing if the information is true. Don't forget that these are all alleged, unverified information making rounds on social media and shouldn't be seen as fact unless you verify them. Thanks for watching. Please do well to subscribe to my channel, follow my page, and share this video. I love you guys. Bye. See you.